The former media center spokesperson of Opondo came out to reveal that this persecution that's being done on ANITA was to cut her to size, but it may not amount to a speedy trial. And I have a sense to believing this, because in the past we've seen very many people being tried because of corruption at the end they are let off the hook. Opondo said these statements.
So, I think this is not a criminal investigation. They are putting it as a facade. But I think they know. And you see from previous cases, you remember the case of Kenya over Chokam issue? How did it end? Mukura and Mwezi in 205 over
Gabi funds.
How did it end? Danze, which he mentioned, categorized, how did it end? Most recently, Kale Kaihura, how did it end? I see this ending the same way. I doubt that ANITA will be presented before court. I doubt.
That is Opondo. First of all, I personally think, the reason as to why ANITA was handled this way, it was to limit her so that he could not run for the speakership. Even the first person, that is Jesse Nameri, who was the first person to come out when the PLU withdrew their candidature, to come out and still support ANITA, he was abducted. And the issue of abduction was to intimidate other members of parliament who would come out to support ANITA. It's the reason why after Jesse Nameri was released, he kept mum about the speakership. So I have ability to, I may believe that, basing on even history, you look at the iron sheets. From the Prime Minister, they all took iron sheets. It's only Agnes Nandutu who was taken to Ruzira and tried, and till now she's still in Ruzira serving. Okay? And as time goes by, you would see that they will come up with stories that the DPP has dropped the case. I may not be surprised if that things happens. Because, first of all, what ANITA stole was a tip in the iceberg. There are very many people who steal this country. The Auditor General came out to say that 11 trillion per year is lost by those NRM onshores. I don't think that ANITA even stole $500 billion. They have, every year we lose 11 plus trillion. Those people are not indicted. So for me, I think, even when government is doing the right thing of putting ANITA to the book, they must stop weaponizing the fight against corruption. The moment you weaponize it to set a political cause, like to buy her from standing as a speakership, so intimidate her, rather than persecuting the case to see the corrupt. It is the truth. Even ANITA Nobert MAO came out to say that they need to do an audit for Parliament for the last 5 years. And if indeed they want to prosecute this case, an audit must be done so that the culprit can go. Nobert MAO said these statements.
We are calling upon the new leadership of Parliament to establish a forensic audit process. Some of you may not be aware that the things that are in the public domain is just a tip of the iceberg. We ask, who watches the watchdogs? I think we have demonstrated that Parliament is incapable of exercising oversight over itself. Only an inquiry will be able to establish who got jobs wrongly without being qualified, while those who are qualified are being bypassed. Those who are not qualified are being promoted. Nepotism was at its highest. A patronage system was set in place. I'm told many influential people got their children to get jobs in Parliament in exchange for their loyalty. We are calling upon the new leadership of the Parliament, as they strive to clean the image of Parliament. We call upon them not just to focus on the image. The focus should be on the substance of what Parliament is set up to do. We are not satisfied with Parliament as it exists today. And that's the reason why this Parliament requires a transformation agenda.
That is Nobert MAO. And I'm also in agreement with him. How can you say that the presiding officer, the Speaker of Parliament, is being prosecuted? The Clerk of Parliament is not touched. The Clerk of Parliament is the accounting office of Parliament. It's like an auditor was giving out money is not touched. The Parliamentary Commission, those who got service awards, okay, people who are getting jobs are not touched. It's only one person. It looks like weaponizing, and Genome 7 is good at that. The fight against corruption must not be weaponized. I'm telling you, it must not be weaponized. And I may not be surprised if ANITA Among is let off the hook despite the evidence where he used to award contracts in billions to his businesses. So the fight against corruption, they cannot be in the same room with General Kaguta 7 because NRM thrives on corruption, and ANITA Among was just a tip of the iceberg. The best idea for a country is to change the leadership, and we start a new beginning. Of course, since my opinion remains truly Mr. Makindi Kabe Suleiman Magal. If you're into this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I'm motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.